Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is HD StarCraft, and I'm here to bring you guys another Wings of Liberty broadcast here in StarCraft 2. Once again, going to be drawing from the RIT Mix RSL tournament, the Russian Star League, and over here at the bottom left-hand corner of Atlantis Spaceship. Holy crap, I haven't casted a game on this map in a while. We do have the blue Protoss player, and allow me to go ahead and correct myself right now. He is not Bumblebee. He is actually Liquid.Hero playing on Bumblebee's account. So I do apologize. In the last game, what I did was Scarlet. That was actually Scarlet versus Hero. And basically I just messed up. I didn't realize. So I do apologize about that. Sorry for the confusion, guys. It can be kind of hard sometimes when the players are obviously using proxy accounts. But from henceforth, Bumblebee shall now be known as Hero. He has transformed. And over here at the 12 o'clock position, we have a Russian StarCraft player by the name of Happy playing on Team Empire. His SCV also kind of raving out right here. Not too sure what he's up to, but he's going to build a barracks. All right, so finally getting to work, and we're going to be doing another Korea versus Europe matchup here. The last game I casted was Symbol versus, oh god, I already forgot, Straylock. So Symbol versus Straylock, and this is going to be another high-profile game. And once again, if you asked me to put the betting odds down, I would definitely have to go on Liquid.Hero's side. Many consider him to be the best player on Team Liquid. I think it's between him and Tasia, but both of them obviously very talented. For sure, the best Protoss by far. So this is going to be a good game, I think. A Terran versus Protoss, especially on a map as vast as Atlantis Spaceship. You should buckle yourselves in, guys, because this is going to be probably a long one, I'd imagine, unless one of these players decides to come up with some cheese here. And that, you can never put it past one of these like really top level players to go ahead and cheese, especially in a tournament, because it is that damn easy to just get a quick win. So in fact, that probe from Hero there kind of going in the corner, and Happy was like, no, you're not tucking that probe away. I'm checking for pylons, I'm moving my SCV, I'm keeping it on the probe and making sure that you don't build something in my base, because that is actually the bane of Terran in the beginning of every game. I'm sure you guys who play Terran know all about this, but if you let a probe sneak in and you don't leave an SCV on it, and you know, you might eventually kill it, but 5 minutes later you find out, oh, there's a pylon in my base, and then you find out, oh, there's DTs warping in, and then you find out, oh, I lost the game. So definitely not the result that Happy wants here. And let's see what Bumblebee's up to here. He's just building a gateway right now. Has another cybernetics core, excuse me, in the background. Has a second assimilator coming. So he'll probably be getting a lot of sentries here and then making an expansion. He's got the probe actually going down here first. Interesting. Usually you want to go ahead and expand at the natural. I'm not too sure. Maybe he's just checking for proxy starport or anything weird. At the very highest level of play, you will oftentimes see players sending out scouting workers on the most random missions, and it might not make sense, but it definitely is for vision. And you never even know. You might even be able to get this probe to build some pylons. Maybe you're going to go for a proxy, so that's something that you definitely want to keep in mind. There is a Stargate coming from the Protoss player Hero, so he is going to go for Stargate play. And you see this a little bit more in Protoss versus Terran. Phoenix is a unit that is actually really, really good. It's just very hard to figure out, like, what do I Graviton Beam? Because you want to be cost effective with it, and at the same time you don't want to graviton everything at once, because then you can't kill the units. You need to graviton maybe like half or maybe one, depending on how beefy that unit is. So it's going to be interesting here to see how Hero makes use of the Phoenix. It's a fast aerial fighter that has the capability of taking out ground units as well. And oh, look at this. Happy is going for a Marine Hellion drop, and that actually could not be, there could not be a worse build right now, considering that there's going to be Phoenix in the sky. So it depends though. If the Phoenix come out and intercept this medevac right now, then that medevac would be in trouble. But if the medevac is allowed inside the main base, then all of a sudden things switch up a little bit, because Phoenixes aren't so great against Marines. Well, there are going to be 2 Phoenix now. So we'll see. It looks like the medevac will take a little bit of damage. Meanwhile, at the front door, some Hellions not going to be able to come inside. Look at the sentry micro. He force fielded while it was moving. and he has killed off the medevac. Hero is on fire right now. He did lose one, but, you know, he really mitigated a lot of the damage here, and now he realizes that, hey, the force field is going to wear off, the Hellions are coming inside, and I saved enough energy for Graviton Beam, but it looks like Happy still going to be able to do some pretty good damage here. Has killed off 8 probes. So really, it was Happy's persistence saying, hey, if I keep trying, you know, like the little train that could, eventually I'm going to get up that hill, and that hill was getting some probe kills, so that worked out pretty well for Happy. But now he will have to be careful because obviously Hero has map control now with these Phoenix. I would love to see maybe a missile turret for Happy. That would really make it safe here, and he could move out. He doesn't have to worry about leaving Marines back at home. And there is more pylons coming up here from Hero. He is really getting crazy with the pylons. Don't forget, he does have one out here at the edge of Atlantis spaceship as well, so got a lot of pylons all over the place. Sentry moving up here. Hero making a potential attack. He's only got a few gateways at home. This is a very awkward timing, and awkward timings can be wildly successful because that is what they are. They're awkward. You don't expect an attack like this at this point in the game, and Happy is not prepared. You were not prepared, and now he's got to pull SCVs off the line. He cannot afford to lose a reactor here, because that will halt his Marine production, although he's got a couple more barracks in the back, so I guess it's not a terrible loss. Just trying to buy time here to get enough forces on the high ground to finally be able to push down here. But this is a scary army because of sentries. You get force fielded, you are in a lot of trouble. He does have one medevac though, and looks like a force field will come down to block the supply depot so he could kill it off, and that puts Happy under supply. Now the reactor is going to go down. Force fields will make sure the SCVs cannot repair, but it looks like, you know, the reactor is still staying alive here. And Bumblebee, excuse me, Hero, will he be able to get that? It looks like he's just going to continue to do a couple of pot shots here. It's obviously not the critical building by any means. The real critical add-ons are actually the tech labs in the back here researching concussive shells and stim pack. Unfortunately, Hero, for him, he can't get back there to actually hit the soft underbelly of the Terran main base. And now setting a Zealot here. Oh, he is going to get that reactor. Like I said before, not a critical loss. Happy right now just kind of contained inside of one base, and you know, the longer Hero keeps this up, the better. It looks like the Terran army trying to stim, but then again, that's the danger you run when there are sentries with force field. A couple of Phoenix here from Hero trying to go around the backside, but there is a missile turret there, and it's a good thing, you know, Happy decided to bid that missile turret because, you know, this allows him to protect the front door with his biological forces and not worry about his SCVs going down to an aerial raid by the Phoenix. And now Bumblebee, God, I keep saying that. Now Hero finally pulls back. But that was a brilliant play because he got the expansion down. He started mining a little bit earlier, obviously a lot earlier than the Terran player here. The Terran still hasn't begun mining at the natural yet. And that was a great awkward timing attack. A Stargate plus 2 warp gate timing, and it worked really well. You'll note he didn't have any upgrades for his forge, from his forge for his ground troops. Those are primarily just Stalker, Sentry, Phoenix, and he made it work really well. He still has the Phoenix alive here. This is the hallmark of a really good player, and I know I'm kind of joshing on, I'm kind of riding the leg of Hero a little bit here, but look at how he's kept these Phoenix alive all game long. He's only, I think, lost one. And, you know, that's pretty hard to do. They're flimsy units, man. They're like little paper airplanes. Now, Happy starting to make his way out across the map. He has an armory and an engineering bay. He needs the armory, obviously, to get 2-2. And he is going to get the Ghost Academy. So we're sticking heavy bio here with Happy. And Ghosts are a great unit overall against Protoss. Especially if the Protoss is going for Storm, and it does look like we're going to have, at the very least, Charge Out Archon here. And even against Charge Out Archon, really, really good, because you want to blanket EMP the Archons and drain all their shields away, leaving them with no health at all. So that's important. What the heck happened here? The probe is trying to make a base, but he's got Terran debris, and now he's got to deal with a crater. And obviously that's just a doodad. It doesn't really deal with anything. But now he's got to deal with a very large Terran army. Overkill. That was like a Final Fantasy 9,999,999 overkill on the probe. And now it looks like Hero trying to just, you know, keep this pylon up, but it is going to be sniffed out. And Happy is going to be able to take it down. Let's check the upgrades right now, ladies and gentlemen. He is at 1-1 for the bio. He is going up to 2 weapons with Mobius Reactor. Excuse me, not Mobius Reactor, but yeah, Mobius Reactor on the way for the Ghost. And now Hero, oh, he might lose his Phoenix. His Phoenix had a 5-star airline rating. Now they've been demoted to 4 stars. This one right here is in desperate need of maintenance. It needs to be docked at the nearest hangar bay for extreme maintenance right now. It looks like he might just lose it though. Oh, trying to keep it alive. And in the meantime, it looks like Hero moving out across the map with a very large Protoss army. Now this is charge-enabled Zealots, and the Phoenix are going to try to pull the Terran army back at home so he'll have a possibility to attack the front door. But it looks like Happy's doing a good job of just staying in between. He knows if he pulls all the way back, he runs the risk of just being force-fielded, and then the whole Protoss army could just run into his main base or something crazy. And now it looks like a couple force fields coming down here because Happy was pushing out quite aggressively, and Hero was a little bit concerned there because if that Terran army gets around these units, it's no contest. Terran forces with stim, combat shields, with the upgrades here in the medevacs are far superior to anything that Hero's got right now, minus the Templar. That is the actual X factor here, because you get a couple storms down, or you can maybe feed back the Ghosts, and everything changes quite dramatically. But of course, the same goes for Ghosts, feedback EMPing Templar. So here we go. Storm comes down, EMP comes down, both of the spells whiff. Neither player hitting the mark right there, and now it looks like Happy leading the charge here with the 3 Ghosts. I've got to say, Happy is not doing a shabby job at all. He's staying toe-to-toe with Liquid.Hero. This is a very good Protoss player, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll see if Happy, what his plan here is. It looks like he's making his way down to the bottom side, maybe looking to hit this Protoss third. Not much in terms of defense there, but Hero is bringing his Protoss ground army back, and that should be more than enough to deter Happy. You really don't want to be too aggressive against Protoss either. Like that, that's where the storm really hurts, and he took a great amount of damage there, but he was able to get a pretty good EMP as well, returning the favor. Those Ghosts almost getting killed by Zealots. And now a couple of snipes going down, as well as storms. It really, Terran versus Protoss, a very big role, a huge emphasis on getting your spell cast off. The Ghost versus the Templar is the pivotal unit matchup in this you know, game, because if you don't get the feedbacks, if you don't get the EMPs, if you don't get the storms, there's just so many things going on here. And also another important thing to note is Ghost can cloak, although he hasn't gotten the cloak upgrade yet. He got the Mobius Reactor, so has the energy, doesn't have cloak. It would be great for him to get the cloak because obviously Protoss have observers, but still nice to have. A couple of Zealots trying to maybe go around this planetary, but planetary animus, yeah, not going to happen. A couple of EMPs coming down there. Great EMPs by Happy, and Hero is in a lot of trouble. He's got to pull out of there. He has a Colossus on the army as well, but has to be very careful right now. Now, Colossus is a great unit to get as Protoss when the Terran overcommits to Ghosts, like we have here. There are so many Ghosts out on the field right now that Colossus start to become very good against that, and that forces Terran to switch immediately into Viking production. It's a great thing there that Happy also got the Observer, although he still doesn't have Cloak, so I guess it doesn't matter too much. But yeah, a couple more EMPs coming down. The thing is, Happy's got so many Ghosts, he can just carpet EMP this army, and even though he doesn't have Vikings yet, I think he could actually still win this fight. This is crazy. Now, there are 3 Colossus now, and yes, they do have the extended range. So this, I don't know, it's interesting. Both players just kind of teeter-tottering, not really sure if they want to go ahead and make a full-out commitment to an attack, and you can't really blame them. If you attack full-on against Protoss and they start warping in reinforcements of charge lots, you're in trouble. If you fall on attack against Terran, well, Terran is like the best defensive race, so you don't really want to do that unless you have a distinct edge. Now, it does look like Happy is going to go for the 4th base here with the rich Vespene Geyser. Essentially, that is like 4 gases there, so he can make ghosts galore. Like I said, he's got more than enough ghosts, so I don't know why he would. Checking the incomes here, pretty close game on the economic side. Upgrades still in favor heavily, I think, of Happy, who's on 2-3. And that might be a result of Hero going for the early Stargate play. Here we go, though. The Ghost gonna try to get the EMPs off. Great carpet EMPs. And the Sentries don't even have enough for 4, so maybe 1 or so. And the Vikings are here, so Happy is going to win this fight very convincingly. And all of a sudden, all you bettors, you're in trouble. I'm in trouble too, because I would have bet on Hero for sure. And Hero now is in full retreat mode. It's going to take every last ounce of his fiber, of his being, in order to get back in this game. He's got to go home, start macroing very hard. He needs to saturate the 4th base. The gases here on Atlantis Spaceship, I would say, are much more effective for Protoss than they are for Terran. Reason being is, as Protoss, you can just start making Archons and Templar. Just continuously pump those units, and of course Colossus as well. So the extra gases here are going to play a huge role for Hero, and that could be what springs him back into this game, but he's got to buy time, as Happy's looking to make an attack here, and he's going to send just 1 Marine over to the Xel'Naga Tower. He's probably going to be safe for a while, actually, as most of the rest of the Terran military is making a push now up the ramp, picking off Templar. That's great for Happy. Storm really not hitting a huge amount of forces there. Another Storm coming down. The Ghost just sniping away Templar, and all the Templar have gone down, and now Hero is in so much trouble. He is probably going to lose this 4th Nexus, although charge lot reinforcements have been called in. Is it enough charge lots here for Hero? He's in so much trouble, and look at the spreading from the Russian Terran player, although the storms are just going off everywhere, and Happy says, all right, it's time to retreat. So Hero makes a hold at the 4th Nexus. That was an incredible hold, but you know what, don't count all your chickens yet, because don't count all the eggs, don't put them all in one basket, because Hero still could be dropped here by these medevacs. And we also have I thought that was a command center on the minimap, but it's just a pylon and a factory. Talk about the forlorn outpost. This is like Hoth right now. The rebel troops are there, and here we go, man. Happy is coming in with 3 medevacs. This is the drop I was talking about. There are Templar here. They can feed back. He gets 1 off, but this Nexus is in grave danger. The shields have been depleted. The health is dropping very quickly, and the Nexus is going to fall. Hero is in so much trouble right now. He is only on 3 bases. He doesn't have nearly the gas income that the Terran player has. Of course, the Terran don't really need all that much gas. In the late game, you'll see that right now, Happy's actually he has a surplus in gas. He could probably feed feed us our gas needs for the next couple of years here with all the gas he's banking. And here we go, man. It looks like Happy gonna send a couple of medevacs out here, so he will get the transports over to Hoth, or at least it looks like he's gonna send them out to outer space. Just gotta watch for the ion cannon, and here we go. Or we gotta watch for the Death Stars, excuse me. Weren't the Rebels the one who had the ion cannon? I think so. Anyways, Atlantis Spaceship, man. Great map. But Hero, I still think, is on the back foot right now. He sent in a couple of charge lots. The Jedi are here. Or I guess rather they be the Sith, since they do dual wield. Oh man, gotta stop the Star Wars references, HD. And here we go. A couple medevacs coming over here to the right-hand side of the map. Small skirmishes going on. Zealot versus Marine. Marine is like, I'm out of here. Screw those Zealots, man. Strength in numbers. 1 DT is coming over here to this expansion. This could actually do some damage if Happy doesn't have a ready comsat. And the DT gonna start to rack up a couple of kills here. When will that comsat come down? And it's kind of starting to balance out actually the eco loss, because you'll note right now that, oh no, Hero's actually going to go for the Planetary Fortress. Wow! If this DT kills Happy's Planetary Fortress, alright, there we go. I was going to say that would just be ridiculous. Happy now coming in with the main army, has so much forces, but this is a choke point where Templar Storm can be wildly effective, although a lot of Templar are going down here. The Marauders and Marines kind of weakened up, a little softened here. Hero relying heavily on Storm in order to win this fight, but does he have enough? The Ghosts are in the front, just sniping any Templar that come close. A couple of Storms coming down here, but they're not hitting the main portion of the Terran army. Now this is going to be it. The 3 Colossus doing quite a bit of damage. And I can't believe this. Hero is going to push this army away. What is going on? I think Happy just kind of overextended just a little bit right there. And oh, that medevac was just like, whew. Made it out of there, just barely. And it looks like he's going to go for a drop. So maybe just to distract a little bit, because he knows right now he is in a really big danger of a counterattack. This Planetary Fortress will probably live because it's got so many SCVs. But what about the front door? Happy doesn't have a PF here, so he is in danger. Where did that medevac go? Probably died to the Photon Cannon and the Templar back here, which of course would mean good awareness from Hero. And now Hero is going to go for this Planetary. Oh, I take that back. That's a lot of units. That Planetary is screwed. Wow. I think Hero is going to mount the comeback here. Although there's a lot of Vikings, they will take out all the Colossus. And if all the Colossus die, Happy might still have a shot, but he got to get that last Colossus, which he does. There's a lot of Protoss ground troops still remaining, though. And Bumblebee now pushing. Hero now pushing. Looks like he cannot continue that push into the Terran base, though. There's the reinforcements just coming out way too quickly, and this game is still neck and neck, extremely close. One thing going well, though, I say for sure, is Hero does have that 4th Nexus, and obviously the Terran player has lost his 4th expansion, so it is down to 3 bases now for the Russian Terran. And, you know, he's pretty much almost mined out of his 3rd base as well. He's got to get another CC over here. He can't afford to make another Planetary Fortress, so he's just going to lift off and migrate his current orbital command, which is a very good idea. He needs to send all of his remaining SCVs to saturate this base, not for gas, but for minerals. There's one Dark Templar coming in here as well. That Dark Templar could just be so annoying, but great awareness by Happy. He sees the blur on the map. But what about this army coming in? I think actually Hero might be overextending if he tries to push, but a lot of the army going back home for I have no idea what reason at all. But it looks like Happy had more than enough to make a hold there. And it is now 122 supply to 148. You'll note both players have suffered a lot of losses in economy this game. Hero is almost maxed out on upgrades. Happy has long since been maxed out, so that's one thing going well for him. Oh, the DT going for Ghost, but Comsat comes down. That would have been funny, but nope, didn't happen. And now I think Happy realizes, I guess I should probably get some detection, so I'm going to drop a missile turret here just to be extra safe. Once again, you'll note that the refineries are not being processed right now. Hero is going for the 5th Nexus, and given that his forces are in the middle of the map, I don't think Happy can actually push to take out this Nexus. He'll need to drop in order to take that out. You can't let the Protoss get that extra base right now if you are the Terran player. But that is why Hero is just maintaining his position in the middle of the map, in between his new base and the Terran army. And now he's going to push. Whoa, be careful, Hero. That's a big Terran army. And once again, Hero might just be overextending a little bit. He's got to be so careful, given the amount of biological forces in Happy's military right now. I think this is more than enough, not counting the medevacs and the Vikings, to take out this very comparatively pathetically small army from Hero. And he doesn't really have that many Templar either, just I think 1. So this is a risky situation. One more DT going down right there. Hero needs to actually fall back right now, let this base start to gain some traction. and start to funnel the funds that he gets from that into actual army units, and then he'll start to look a lot better. In fact, both players here re-maxing their armies here. Great EMP one more time, and look at the concave, the pre-positioning set up by Happy, who just, you know, as soon as a Protoss army dares to step over this Tony Hawk's half-pipe, there's a huge stim from Happy, and, you know, that pushes the entire Protoss army back. I really think Hero, he's got like Templar just all over the place. He should bring that into his main army, but I think Hero should be a little bit more cautious here, because all it takes is one mistake and stimmed up Marines and Marauders will chase you down forever. Here we go, Ghost once again going in. That is a lot of charge lots though, but Hero, I feel like once again just overextending. I'm not sure what the strategy here is. It just a distraction so the Colossus can kill a refinery which isn't even being used? I don't know, but Hero is starting to throw this away. Great storms though, and that is where Happy needs to spread out his units one more time. Both of them just trying to dance with fire right now. You hear the snipes going off, you hear the storms, you see the storms in fact. And now this Colossus does make its way up the ramp. It's like, peekaboo, I see you. And that missile turret is going to go down, but the Vikings have been called in. That Colossus probably should just start to focus on SCV kills. Meanwhile, in the middle of the map, once again, Hero just continuing this push. The Colossus has gone down. This game is epic. 36 minutes now. And I still don't know who's going to win this game. 172 to 174 supply. Yeah, it is as close as you could possibly, you know, get right now. The income's obviously made up for by mules. The army supply is almost identical. The upgrades now are pretty much on par. And here we go, Happy pushing in. His army, though, is so big. Oh, man, that is a massive Terran ball of death, destruction, and misery. At least for Protoss. And Hero right now needs to rely more heavily on his Templar than he ever did before. He is going for counterattacks here. He's got forces coming in on all angles. There is a base over here mining with one refinery, and he will be able to take that base out. Meanwhile, units just camping here, ready to pick off reinforcements. Hero has established himself right now. This is his general's move. And will this pay off or not? If he can cut off the reinforcements and kill off this Terran army, but he loses a base, and Happy says, I don't care that you're attacking my bases from the background, and you might be killing off my reinforcements, but I just killed off your Nexus, and oh, the storm! My god, those storms are critical. And it looks like Happy's reinforcements now, the supply lines have been cut off, and these units are all the way out. They're not even in Russia anymore. They are all the way out in, I don't even know where. They're out in East Asia right now. And, you know, the supply lines have been cut off by the Protoss army, so he's got to pull everything back. And will the Russian Terran be able to, he's actually in trouble because he could be pincered in from both sides. This is great StarCraft play by Hero. Has to play this out very carefully. In fact, this expansion could go down. Did Hero just mentally win this game with better strategy and positioning? I think he might have. He just, look at the trail of destruction. Those SCVs could not make it out of there in time. One SCV is still alive. He's like, please don't kill me. And he goes down. Now the Terran is only down to 10 workers. Couple of very good storms coming out as well from Hero. Happy, though, has so many medevacs that the storms at this point aren't doing too much unless, as long as he can, you know, heal them back up. If they die, then obviously that's a loss. You know, the medevac can never recover. But, oh, that Colossus actually getting cost effective there. The Templar also getting a feedback off on a Ghost. It's coming down to the wire here, ladies and gentlemen. You know Happy doesn't have any more bases mining. Hero's got the extra bases on the map. He grabbed the neutral in the bottom right, and Happy says GG! Wow, that was crazy. And Hero just with a crazy comeback. I mean, at several points in this game, I thought he was down and out for the count, but he was able to... really, that was a strategic victory for Hero. If he had just went in like most players, just ball versus ball, then he probably would have lost. You guys could see the Terran army was pretty much bigger than the Protoss at almost all points in this game, but what Hero did was split his army off into chunks. He cut off the reinforcements, he planted those units there, and then he started to move his army around. He sacrificed a base, but at the end of the day, you can see that it was the right decision. And Hero takes this victory. Absolutely amazing StarCraft 2 play. I hope you guys enjoyed. And this is HD StarCraft. I'm signing out.